Curtis, Lecision. Lecision. Good evening. Welcome to the May 27th, 2026 edition of Wednesday Edition. I'm Scott Leisure. We are back after a 2-week hiatus. Let it be known that I think that was the first time the word hiatus was ever used on everybody's favorite weekly podcast, Wednesday Edition. Let's hope it is the last time for a while that we have to use the words Wednesday Edition and hiatus in the same sentence. I missed Wednesday Edition. I haven't even been able to remember what day it is for the past 2 weeks without the big W-E. I missed the posse, the crew, the circle. I missed our Wednesday Edition community. But it is all okay as we are back on the horse, back in the saddle, back in business and back on track. We preach it every week, except last week. Discipline, right? What was the number before missing last Wednesday? Truly due to forces beyond my control. I think the number was 71. 71 straight weeks and 1 week off? Come on. I did have like 3 people come up to me and were like, Scott, what gives? No podcast this week? 71 weeks. That's like 16 months. The law of averages tells us that even being as disciplined as we can try to be and being as routine as we can try to be, there are still going to be circumstances that are going to trip us up. It's unavoidable. It's these times that the true discipline shows its face. Picking yourself up from whatever life event derails you. And life is going to derail you. Picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and getting back on the horse, right? Just like Clint Eastwood. But what is the single driving force behind discipline? Whoa, Scott. It's been 2 weeks. You can't just jump into this week's edition of Wednesday Edition with some deep-ass driving force behind discipline question shit. Oh, but yes, I can. So what is the single driving force behind discipline? The answer is motivation. The people that can't master discipline with something, and you know who you are, that guy. No, not that guy behind you. Yeah, that guy right over there. Those people lack motivation. You can't get to 3 without getting to 2. And you can't get to 2 without starting with 1. You have to be motivated. It's the only way. Picture yourself on a road trip. Long days of nothing but endless highway in front of you. Damn, that sounds nice. Your main objective for the 8 hours that day, or 10 or 12 hours, whatever, your main objective is to keep propelling forward, right? Yes, there are going to be times on the road when we need to hit the rest stop. We need rest. We need to stop. Maybe we need to pee. So we pull over. We rest if we need to. We stop if we need to. And we pee if we need to. Is everyone keeping score at home? Let's pull over to the next stop. Realign, refocus, center, and ground before we get into this next story. Genetically modified mosquitoes. Oh, yeah, you heard me loud and clear. So, genetically modified mosquitoes are mass produced in a lab to carry two types of genes: a self limiting gene that prevents female mosquito offspring from surviving to adulthood, and a fluorescent marker gene that glows under a special red light. Now, this allows researchers to identify genetically modified mosquitoes in the wild. Genetically modified mosquitoes produced in a lab lay eggs which carry the self limiting and the fluorescent marker genes. Mosquito control professionals then release genetically modified mosquito eggs into an area. When the eggs hatch, they develop into adult mosquitoes, and these adult mosquitoes mate with wild females. The genes are passed on to the offspring. The expected result of using genetically modified mosquitoes is that the numbers of mosquitoes that spread viruses decreases. Okay, sure. It seems harmless, not harmless. Genetically modifying millions of mosquitoes and releasing them. What could go wrong? Really? What could go wrong? The EPA says it's okay. The EPA evaluated the potential risk of releasing genetically modified mosquitoes into communities and determined that there is no risk to people, animals, or the environment. What my research told me was that they are only released in a few counties in Texas and in Florida. And please, as always, we encourage everyone in the Wednesday edition community to further any research independently. Let me know if you find some tidbit I missed, or if I had some info that was incorrect, please. In lighter news, and I think we may only touch on this next story as to not totally take down this week's triumphant return of Wednesday edition. The Cars for Kids commercials are going to start going away, we hope. Cars for Kids must stop broadcasting its widely known catchy jingle in advertisements across California after a judge found that the nonprofit group violated the state's false advertising and unfair competition laws. Oh, yeah, super shady. Orange County Superior Court Judge Gassia Apkarian issued the May 8th ruling against Cars for Kids and its jingle featuring children dancing and singing. The decision came in a lawsuit filed by a California man who argued that the ad prominently features young children, even though some of the proceeds are directed toward programs then benefiting Israel trips for elder teens. Money cannot undonate a car or restore the donor's belief that they were helping a local needy child. The evidence also shows that children, especially needy or unprivileged children, are not the recipients of the proceeds of the donations. The judge ruled that Cars for Kids may not use the Cars for Kids jingle or any variation of it in California unless the ads include an explicit and audible disclosure of the organization's religious affiliation. The nonprofit group, which primarily funds a Jewish nonprofit organization and accepts donations of cars, boats, or real estate, now has 30 days or until June 8th to stop broadcasting in California. 1877 Cars for Kids. That's the phone number, right? 1877 Cars for Kids. So the cars are not for the kids. I guess that's our take. Moving forward, as we motivate ourselves to regain our discipline on this weekly 20 to 25-minute adventure we like to call Wednesday Edition, a weekly expression of life through my lenses, a creative outlet that I am passionate about, and something that helps me in my own journey with motivation and discipline. Can I get a Wednesday edition? Amen. Another good word for discipline is structure. Think back 2 weeks ago when I was talking about my friend that received a 10-year coin at an AA meeting because in relearning his life and his way of thinking, he learned structure and discipline. And sometimes it's best to only look at the day ahead or the next 4 hours ahead or even the next hour ahead, depending on how much is going on and how much you can physically and mentally handle. Is everyone following along? Following along? Following along. The Japanese call it kaizen, routine, smaller increments of progress. I like it. I really like it. Is it just me, or does it seem like an eternity since we've been together, enjoying a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Saturday or whatever day you choose to share Wednesday edition with me? And I thank you. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the comments, the texts, and the suggestions. Everyone in the Wednesday edition community is here for a reason. And I am grateful for each and every one of you, especially the Quakers I saw in Boulder, Colorado the other day, holding signs in support of world peace and human rights or something like that. They also had a big box of signs if you wanted to grab one and join them. Please remember, if you want to get from point A to point B, there's only one way: to keep moving forward. Discipline and motivation. Genetically modified mosquitoes, Quakers. Cars for Kids and Israel. Stopping to pee on the side of the road. And cash. Oh, you thought I forgot, didn't you? Every week, please don't forget that Cash Friday is the day after tomorrow. If you are watching this on Wednesday, if you are watching this on Thursday, it's tomorrow. If you're watching this on Saturday, there's still time. You have time to stop by the ATM, pull out $20, and spend that $20 with a local business or with an artist. Do your part to help keep the almighty dollar in circulation. It's good to be back on a Wednesday in the Mile High City, right? Do your part again to help keep cash alive. And Google these 3 things this week, okay? Number 1, Google the World Mosquito program. Oh, yeah, it really exists, people. Number 2, Google Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Actually, Google Cars for Kids in Israel. You might get better results. And number 3, Google Quakers for Peace and Human Rights. Read up on it. It's pretty cool. They seriously had a big box of signs if you wanted to grab a sign and join in. I, Scott Leisure, do hereby promise next time to grab a sign and get a picture. It's the least I could do. Remember, the price we pay for associating with the wrong people is enough reason for us to be stricter about who we keep in our circles, right? The Quakers might be an okay circle to hang out with, my friends. The core values practiced by the Quakers are simplicity, peace, integrity, community, equality, and stewardship. I don't know. Sounds pretty good. I know you have been waiting 2 weeks for the top 5 countdown, so I honestly wish I could have found a better countdown. It was slim pickings. It was. I'm not going to lie. The top 5 songs from May 27th, 1980. The legendary arcade game Pac-Man was officially released in the United States on May 27th, 1980. Pac-Man. That's like 46 years ago. The tabletop cocktail, like table Pac-Mans, were the coolest, though. End of discussion. Here we go. Top 5 songs, May 27th, 1980. Number 5, Sexy Eyes, Dr. Hook. I tried. I did. I lasted like 48 seconds. It was bad. It was really bad. That song sucked. Oh for 1. Number 4, Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer, Kenny Rogers and Kim Carnes. I tried again. I really did. I lasted like 14 seconds. I didn't even hear Kim Carnes sing. I guess maybe later I will revisit that song and try to make it through more than 14 seconds. No, I won't. I'm going to tell you not to Google that song. 0 for 2. This is looking ugly, people. Number 3, Lost in Love, Air Supply. I have to give this song a pass because compared to the last 2 songs, it's a masterpiece. 1 for 2. Air Supply gets a big pass on this week's edition of Wednesday Edition. Number 2, May 27th, 1980. FUNKYTOWN, Lips Incorporated. Need I say more? Funky flippin' town. Well, I talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Talk about, talk about, talk about moving. Gotta move on, right? Gotta move on. Won't you take me to Funky Town? All right, you get it. You get it. 2 for 2. Amen for Funky Town. We did have 2 perfect countdowns in a row before we took last week off, so we were due for a letdown, right? The number 1 song, May 27th, 1980. Blondie, Call Me. Heck yeah. Badass lady, badass song. 3 for 2. Stay disciplined this week. Find some motivation. Drink your water. Stay in your lane. Avoid West Nile. Do the speed limit, make good choices, and don't get trafficked. Remember that all of the editions of Wednesday Edition are posted on the YouTube channel. Wednesday Edition, every Wednesday, 5 p.m. only on YouTube and scottleisure.com. Subscribe to the YouTube and message me if you want a free t-shirt, or if you have any suggestions, comments, or any other general inquiries. Thank you, Wednesday Edition community. Thank you for sharing your time with me. It feels good to be back. Scott, you were only gone a week. It really felt like an eternity, people. It did. Remember, true approval isn't in a number or a click or a like. It's in yourself. And it's when you know you have given your best on that day. But you have to show up. Stay vigilant. Don't litter. Good luck and high scores. Amen. Good night. And I will see all of the Wednesday Edition community next week.